Hello and welcome to English Parliamentary News. I'm Dadi Ramadan. In this edition, we'll present all the latest and interesting information around the House of Representatives of the Republic of Indonesia. Commission 10 of the House of Representatives of the Republic of Indonesia appeals for the community of Bali to be aware of the importance of intellectual property rights or HAQIH. Commission 10 of the House demands the government to carry out more socializations regarding HAQIH registration in Bali.
Speaking in a specific working visit to Bali that is aimed to get input on the drafting of Creative Economic Bill of Law, Vice Chairman of Commission 10 of the House, ABDUL FAQIH conveys, intellectual property rights or HAQIH is one of the highlights in the discussion of Creative Economic Bill of Law. However, ABDUL FIKRI expresses that community's awareness regarding the importance of HAQIH is still low. ABDUL FIKRI says HAQIH has been facing constraints in Bali since the people there have not been oriented to economic motivation while creating artworks. Artworks are created solely for social culture.
Kita ini warga negara Indonesia yang mestinya tidak hanya bersandar kepada sumber daya alam, tetapi pada ekonomi kreativitas Indonesia dan masyarakat Indonesia yang luar biasa. Dan Bali ini gudangnya orang kreatif, dituangkan dalam tidak hanya 3 andalan itu, fashion, kuliner, dan kriya, tapi banyak gitu, bahkan film.
The governor of Bali, WAYAN KOSTER, says even though the provincial government of Bali has already coordinated with the Legal and Human Rights Regional Office to speed up HAQIH registration process in Bali, the people of Bali still haven't had the awareness to register for intellectual property rights or HAQIH. Therefore, WAYAN KOSTER demands the government to conduct socializations regarding the importance of HAQIH for the survival of communities' creative assets.
Karena di Bali kan konsepnya itu orang konsep ngayah. Kalau ada hasilnya itu diperuntukkan untuk masyarakat banyak. Mungkin dulunya karena berpikirnya tidak ke ekonomi, bahwa yang begitu bisa mengembangkan ekonomi. Gitu. Saya kira ini yang perlu disosialisasikan dulu kepada masyarakat. Bagaimana pentingnya HAQIH terhadap hasil kerajinannya. Gitu.
From Bali, ST Kartika and Septia, TVR Parliament report.
Commission 8 of the House of Representatives of the Republic of Indonesia expects the State Syariah Securities or SBSN to be optimally utilized. SBSN is issued with the aim to finance the state budget including financing project development.
Chairman of Commission 8 of the House, Ali TAHER, speaking while leading the specific working visit of Commission 8 of the House to North Sulawesi, says SBSN, or widely known as State Suku, is a policy synergy between the Ministry of Finance and the Ministry of National Development Planning to finance priority projects or activities. The fund is sourced from financial markets through Sharia-based state securities instruments issued by the government since 2008. Financing through SBSN is expected to improve services within the Ministry of Religious Affairs that will have modern and quality buildings, great facilities, and needs to be fulfilled in the future.
Untuk Manado, tahun ini kita, saudara ya, kita akan sudah membantu 40 miliar rupiah untuk IAIN. Ada masukan lagi untuk dana asrama haji, untuk KUA dan lain sebagainya. Termasuk juga kaitan dengan jangka panjang Manado ini akan menjadi embarkasi khusus.
Similar thing is expressed by the Vice Chairman of Commission 8 of the House, HASAN, who expects SBSN fund to be utilized optimally. HASAN wants the Hajj embarkation in North Sulawesi to be improved so that prospective pilgrims will no longer have to transit to another region before departing to Saudi Arabia. He also hopes that the infrastructure and facilities of Islamic schools in North Sulawesi be improved in order to have bigger capacity.
Apakah memang penggunaan SBSN dari Kementerian Agama yang diperuntukkan bagi misalnya pembangunan prasarana pendidikan di lingkungan Kementerian Agama seperti Madrasah Aliyah Negeri, kemudian IAIN Manado, itu betul-betul sudah efektif atau tidak?
From North Sulawesi, Bayu Setiadi and Septia, TVR Parliament report.
Member of the House of Representatives of the Republic of Indonesia pushed the government to anticipate the effect of rupiah exchange rate weakening, since it potentially result in a trade balance deficit as well as state budget financing deficits.
Member of Commission 6 of the House, KHILMI, says the weakening of rupiah continues and it causes pressures on the Indonesian economy, especially towards state-owned enterprises budget that has been assumed within the state budget. The government has to anticipate and handle this situation as it could cause trillions of rupiahs in losses for state-owned enterprises.
Besar di Indonesia, tahu sendiri kan PLN itu dengan kenaikan 100 rupiah penguatan dolar itu kan beban PLN hampir 1,3 triliun. Apalagi dengan kondisi yang kemarin mencanangkan itu dolar 13.500 sampai ke 15.400. Berapa beban yang ditanggung oleh PLN ini?
Member of Commission 6 of the House, KHILMI, explains the economy of Indonesia today has been supported by export of raw materials instead of industrial results. On the other hand, the domestic industrial sector still relies on imported raw materials and not domestic raw materials, causing production costs to increase highly. The government is pushed to immediately form industrial finance institutions to help the national industrial sector to get long-term capital.
Infrastruktur untuk keuangan ada, infrastruktur untuk pembiayaan lah, maksud saya pembiayaan untuk UKM udah ada, tapi satu, pembiayaan untuk industri itu tidak ada di sini. Jadi inilah kelemahan di negara kita ini.
Nur Fuad, ADN Septia TVR Parliament Report.
Vice Speaker of the House of Representatives of the Republic of Indonesia, FADLI reminds the President Joko Widodo to keep the promise during his 2014 campaign regarding to the return of Indonesian assets from foreign parties. One of them is Indosat.
Vice Speaker for Politics and Security of the House, FADLI says, right to this day, there is no sign of Indosat to return as Indonesia's asset. In fact, there's no effort from the government to fight for state's assets. President Joko Widodo is obliged to be held responsible for his campaign promises and take strategic steps to take back Indosat as an Indonesian asset.
2018 sampai sekarang kita tidak melihat ada tanda-tanda bahwa Indosat akan kembali ke Indonesia. Jadi pertanyaan ini harusnya untuk Presiden, bagaimana Presiden mempertanggungjawabkan janjinya waktu itu akan mengembalikan Indosat kembali ke Indonesia, karena Indosat ini sangat strategis.
FADLI assesses selling Indosat is the same as selling state sovereignty, where it needs intense and tested diplomacy to restore state assets. The release of Indosat from Indonesia is inappropriate and detrimental to the state. The government should have a policy accountability overview that has harmed the people.
Pertanggungjawabannya apa? Nggak bisa kemudian janji kemudian tidak ditepati terus kita tidak tagih, karena kan ini utang gitu ya. Jadi bagi kami memang Indosat itu harusnya kita kembalikan ya, waktu dilepas dulu itu satu kebijakan yang kurang tepat ya dan merugikan. Nah, sekarang sudah berada di tangan Qatar. Nah, ini yang saya kira bagaimana caranya harus mengembalikan.
Ila Tegar and Septia TVR Parliament Report.
Commission 9 of the House urges the government, specifically the Ministry of Health, to continue monitoring, handling and supplying all health facilities and medicines for injured and displaced victims of quake tsunami in Central Sulawesi. The victims certainly need medicines and health facilities to anticipate other disease.
Vice Chairwoman of Commission 9 of the House, ERMALENA, says the government must continue to equip health and medical facilities after the earthquake struck Central Sulawesi, especially in Palu, Donggala, and Sigi. ERMALENA adds injured and fractured victims become priority victims who must be dealt immediately, since those are urgent and must be evacuated.
Banyak sekali pasien di samping dilayani secara darurat di Palu dan Donggala, ini juga dievakuasi ke Sulawesi Selatan. Oleh karena itu kemarin kita juga melihat fasilitas, ketersediaan fasilitas dan orang dalam arti sumber daya manusia di Sulawesi Selatan cukup atau tidak.
Further, ERMALENA says the Parliament has inspected conditions of health facilities and medicines in Central Sulawesi. However, the Minister of Health must continue the monitoring and supervision over all victims and those who are taking shelters as an anticipation to possible diseases.
Obat-obatan memang Kementerian Kesehatan, khususnya pusat krisis, itu memberikan jaminan bahwa tidak akan ada kekurangan obat. Dari tenaga juga, sekarang kan dimobilisasi tenaga-tenaga dari daerah terdekat. Dari
FIKRI Ade and Afi TVR Parliament Report.
The House of Representatives urges the government to take action on disaster mitigation. Series of efforts to address disaster risks, such as socialization and development disaster resilient infrastructure, are needed in a hope that these actions can minimize the number of casualties and damage caused by natural disasters.
Vice Chairman of Commission 9 of the House, ERMALENA, says Indonesia has to have adequate technology needed to detect natural disasters. This also includes early warning system to anticipate natural disasters. ERMALENA says mitigation education courses are crucial to be included in school curriculum. This will give basic knowledge for Indonesians to be prepared for disasters.
Nah, apa treatmentnya? Di samping memang fasilitas-fasilitas, katakanlah peringatan dini tsunami dan lain sebagainya, tapi kesiapan masyarakatnya juga harus dilakukan sejak awal. Oleh karena itu saya mengusulkan untuk daerah-daerah yang betul-betul itu dikatakan rawan, harus punya kurikulum yang diberikan kepada anak-anak cara mengatasi gempa.
Member of Commission 6 of the House, SARTONO HUTOMO, states the government should provide special budget for handling natural disasters and to not allocate all budget for infrastructure development so that natural disaster management can be done immediately when disaster occurs. He also pointed out Indonesia is prone to natural disasters.
PNBP ya, itu kan juga dipersiapkan waktu itu. Hanya permasalahan sekarang kan mungkin anggarannya tidak dipersiapkan di situ. Anggaran harus full disiapkan, jadi sewaktu terjadi bencana, ya sebelum misalnya pemimpin ya hadir di sana, PNBP sudah di depan, dia karena tercukupin, dia bisa memutuskan.
Zikri Ade and Afi TV Parliament Report.
Commission 10 calls on the government to immediately collect data on students, teachers, educational facilities damaged by earthquake in Lombok, West Nusa Tenggara, so that emergency schools can be built and the normalization of learning process can be accelerated.
Member of Commission 10 of the House, FERDIANSYAH, says the government must immediately build a school based on cash program. He adds the government has to build the community's trust and enthusiasm in teaching and learning activities. According to FERDIANSYAH, it is important to get teachers overcome the earthquake traumas in order for them to become a facilitator.
Juga memberikan katakanlah motivasi yang lebih besar yang tidak kalah penting kepada pendidik, yaitu diantaranya guru, untuk juga lebih mempunyai motivasi dalam proses belajar mengajar ini, sehingga itu diharapkan tidak lagi ada guru yang mungkin ketakutan atau juga trauma dalam hal melakukan proses belajar mengajar.
FERDIANSYAH adds the government must find strategy and make specific regulation on students affected by the tragedy for them to be prepared to face examination.
Karena kita pahami mungkin tinggal beberapa bulan lagi, terutama peserta didik yang akan mengikuti ujian akhir sekolah maupun ujian nasional, itu juga perlu diantisipasi. Nah, oleh karena itu, seyogyanya pemerintah membuat strategi terhadap mengantisipasi bagi peserta didik yang akan mengikuti.
Maher Edo and Afi TVR Parliament Report.
Commission 11 of the House supports policy conversion to biodiesel fuel in order to maintain the stability of the trade balance amid the weakening rupiah exchange rate.
Member of Commission 11, Johnny G. Plate, says the weakening rupiah against US dollar needed to get special attention. Johnny believes The government policies, particularly from the Ministry of Finance, are needed to support the performance of Indonesian banks. Johnny adds, Indonesia is currently dependent on crude oil imports because the amount of oil production in Indonesia still cannot meet the domestic consumption needs.
Rupiah sudah melemah lebih dari 10%, dan saya kira itu menjadi perhatian yang serius dari BI melalui bauran kebijakan BI. Juga melalui Kementerian Keuangan, yang otoritas fiskal kita yang menerapkan berbagai bauran kebijakan untuk menjaga agar membantu BI sehingga dolar kita bisa lebih stabil.
Johnny encouraged the government to focus on substitute energy by converting fossil fuel to biodiesel such as palm oil up to 20%. He adds the conversion policy can reduce domestic fuel import and maintain the trade balance. Besides that, the biodiesel policy is considered to be able to increase the capacity of local market in absorbing palm oil.
Saya kira kebijakan itu secara perlahan-lahan harus ditingkatkan ya. Ini kan baru 20%. Nah, kalau bisa terus ditingkatkan, dan pasar ekspor biodiesel juga masih besar ya.
Helmi Darmawan, Zia, and Afi, TVR Parliament Report.
And that rounds up this edition of English Parliamentary News. On behalf of all the crew of TV Parliament, we would like to thank you for your attention. We will meet again in the next edition of English Parliamentary News. From me, Ramadan, once again, thank you for watching and goodbye.